Hello everyone, I am Krick Coder and in this video I will be doing a review of match 52 between RR and GT. The last time these two teams met, RR won the match with Tushar Deshpande defending 11 runs in the last over. So this match was played at the Savai Mansingh Stadium in Jaipur and RR won the toss and decided to bowl first. GT scored 229 runs in their first innings and RR were all out on just 152 runs. GT won the match by 77 runs and Rashid Khan was the player of the match for his spell of 4 overs for 33. Now let's go to the playing 11 for this match. So RR had three changes with Shimran Hetmyer coming in for Rian Parag who was injured. Dasun Shanaka came in for Nandre Berger and Yashraj Punja came in for Ravi Bishnoi. So Suryavanshi was the impact player and he came in for Yashraj Punja. For GT, there was only one change with Sai Kishore coming in for Manav Sutar. Sai Kishore was the impact player and he came in for Rahul Tewatia. So now let's go to the overs of the match. So Yashasvi Jaiswal was captaining the RR side for the first time in the IPL. So in the first over, Sai Sudarshan started the innings with a 4 of Jofra Archer, and after that Jofra Archer gave away 10 extras in the next few deliveries. The over went for 18 runs and there were 11 deliveries bowled in that over. On the last ball of the over, there was an overthrow also as no Juru Jurel, the wicketkeeper, missed the throw and the batters went for a single. Then in the next over, Tushar Deshpande came in to bowl and he was hit for a 4 by Sai Sudarshan to again score 8 runs in the over. Then Brijesh Sharma was also hit for a 4 and a 6 by Sai Sudarshan to get 11 runs in the over. Then in the next over of Tushar Deshpande, Shubman Gill started over with a 4 and there was a review for a leg before wicket against Sai Sudarshan, but the review was unsuccessful from RR as the ball was pitched outside the leg stump. Then Sai Sudarshan hit a 6 and 4 to end over with 15 runs coming from it. Then Jofra Archer also went for 15 runs as Shubman Gill hit 2 fours and a 6. Brijesh Sharma also went for 15 runs in the last over of the power play as Shubman Gill hit 2 fours and Sai Sudarshan also hit 1 boundary. At the end of the power play, GT were 82 for no loss. Then Yashraj Punja came into the attack and he was hit for a 4 by Shubman Gill to score 10 runs in that over. Then in the next over of Ravindra Jadeja, there was a chance for a catch for Yashasvi Jaiswal, but he could not hold on to the catch as it was a very difficult chance as Shubman Gill hit a very good shot and Jaiswal leaped up in the air at the covers to catch it but just caught a fingertip. Then in the next over, Sai Sudarshan hit a 4 of Yashraj Punja and he got to his 50 with a single in that same over and the over went for 10 runs. Then Ravindra Jadeja bowled a good over, giving away just 6 runs in the over. At the end of 10 overs, GT were 114 without loss of any wicket. Then in the next over of Yashraj Punja, Shubman Gill got to his 50, but Punja got the wicket of Sai Sudarshan in that over and the over went for just 5 runs. Then in the next over, Ravindra Jadeja was hit for a 4 by Josh Butler and Shubman Gill also hit a 4 and 6 to score 17 runs in that over. Then Yashraj Punja also went for 14 runs in the next over with Josh Butler hitting a 6 and Shubman Gill also hitting 1 boundary. Then Jadeja bowled a good over getting the wicket of Josh Butler and the over went for just 5 runs. At the end of this over, RR made an impact sub bringing in Vaibhav Suryavanshi in place of Yashraj Punja. Then Donovan Ferreira was brought into the attack in the next over and Washington Sundar and Shubman Gill both batters hit a 4 each to score 11 runs in the over. Then Jofra Archer came back into the attack and he was hit for a 6 by Washington Sundar to get 13 runs in that over. Brijesh Sharma also went for 17 runs in the over with Shubman Gill hitting a 6 and Washington Sundar hitting a 4 and 6. But Brijesh also got the wicket of Shubman Gill on 84 in that same over. Then Tushar Deshpande bowled a good over going for just 8 runs with 1 boundary being hit by Jason Holder. Then Brijesh Sharma also bowled an excellent over getting the wicket of Jason Holder and the over went for just 4 runs. Then in the last over, Tushar Deshpande was hammered for 21 runs with Rahul Tewatia hitting 2 sixes and Washington Sundar also hitting 1 6. On the 5th ball of that over, GT had reviewed for a wide but Washington Sundar was clearly nutmegged as the ball went in between his legs. So GT finished with a total of 229 for 4 in the first innings. Now going to the second innings. Mohammad Siraj started the innings for GT with the ball, and Vaibhav Suryavanshi hit his first ball for 6 to score 11 runs in the over. Kagiso Rabada was also hit for two sixes by Suryavanshi in the next over, and the over went for 15 runs. Then Mohammad Siraj was hit for three fours in the next over, but he made a good comeback, taking the wicket of Vaibhav Suryavanshi, and the over went for just 12 runs. After the wicket, GT made an impact sub, bringing in Sai Kishore in place of Rahul Tewatia. Then on the first ball of the next over, there was a run-out chance as both the batters were almost in the middle of the pitch, but the fielder did not pick the ball cleanly and they survived. This over went for just 2 runs, and Kagiso Rabada also got the wicket of Yashasvi Jaiswal. Then in the next over, Dhruv Jurel attacked Mohammad Siraj, hitting three sixes and a four to score 22 runs of that over. Then Kagiso Rabada came in to bowl the final over, and Shimran Hetmaya hit a four on the first ball, but he lost his wicket on the fourth ball. Then Ravindra Jadeja came into the middle and he hit a 6 and a 4 in the first two balls of his innings to score 16 runs in that over. RR finished the power play on 78 for the loss of 3 wickets. Then the next 4 overs went for just 21 runs, and RR lost 2 wickets on the over of Rashid Khan, with both Dhruv Jurel and Donovan Pereira losing the wicket. There was also a review for a leg before wicket against Ravindra Jadeja by GT, but it was unsuccessful as it was an umpire's call. RR were 99 for 5 at the end of 10 overs, and they required another 131 runs to win in the last 10 overs. Then Washington Sundar continued his spell and he went for 8 runs with Ravindra Jadeja hitting a boundary on the last ball of that over. Then in the next over, Shubham Dubey hit a 6 but lost his wicket on the next ball, and the next batter, Dasun Shanaka, also hit a boundary on the last ball of that over to get 14 runs in the over. RR required 109 runs in the last 8 overs, and Jason Holder gave away just 7 runs in the next over. Then Rashid Khan also bowled a good over, getting the wicket of Ravindra Jadeja after being hit for a 6 in the previous delivery. RR reviewed the LBW decision, but it was unsuccessful and they lost Ravindra Jadeja's wicket. RR needed 93 runs from the last 6 overs with only 3 wickets in hand. Then Jofra Archer hit a 4 of the first ball of the Jason Holder over, and there was a run-out chance on the fourth ball of that over as the Shanaka ran to the striker's end, but he was sent back by Jofra Archer, and Holder tried hitting the non-striker's end, but he missed. On the next delivery, Jofra Archer got out and the over went for just 4 runs. Then Mohammad Siraj came in to bowl the next over, and he was hit for a 4 by the Shanaka, and the over went for 10 runs. Jason Holder finished the innings by taking the wickets of Dushan Shanaka and Tushar Deshpande in the first 3 balls of the over. Now let's go to the scorecard for the match. So in the first innings, Sai Sudarshan 55 from 36, Shubman Gill 84 from 44, Josh Butler 13 from 10, Washington Sundar not out on 37 from 20, Jason Holder 7 from 7, and Rahul Tewatia not out on 14 from 4. In the bowling card, Jofra Archer 3 overs, none for 46, Tushar Deshpande 4 overs, none for 52, Brijesh Sharma 4 overs, 2 for 47, Yashraj Punja 4 overs, 1 for 37, Ravindra Jadeja 4 overs, 1 for 34, and Donovan Pereira 1 over, none for 11. So GT finished with a total of 229 for 4 in the 20 overs with a run rate of 11.45, and there were 19 extras which included 1 by, 1 leg by, 16 wides and 1 no ball. Now going to the second innings. So Yashasvi Jaiswal 3 from 4, Vaibhav Suryavanshi 36 from 16, Dhruv Jurel 24 from 10, Shimran Hetma 6 from 7, Ravindra Jadeja 38 from 25, Donovan Pereira 4 from 2, Shubham Dubey 15 from 14, Dasun Shanaka 16 from 11, Jofra Archer 5 from 6, Tushar Deshpande 1 from 3, and Brijesh Sharma not out on 1 from 1. In the bowling, Mohammad Siraj 4 overs, 1 for 55, Kagiso Rabada 3 overs, 2 for 33, Sai Kishore 1 over, none for 8, Rashid Khan, the player of the match, 4 overs, 4 for 33, Washington Sundar 2 overs, none for 10, Jason Holder 2.3 overs, 3 for 12. RR finished with a total of 152 for 10 in 16.3 overs with a run rate of 9.21. There were 3 extras in the innings which included 1 leg by and 2 wides. So now let's go to the fall of wickets for both the innings. So for RR, Vaibhav Suryavanshi got out in the third over to Mohammad Siraj with Arshad Khan taking an excellent catch. Then Jaiswal got out to Kagiso Rabada with Nishan Sindhu taking the catch. And Shimran Hetmar also got out to Rabada in the 6th over with Holder taking the catch. Dhruv Jurer was bowled by Rashid Khan trying to cut a delivery from the stumps. Then Donovan Pereira was also bowled by Rashid Khan in the same over. And Shubham Dubey was also bowled by Rashid Khan in the 12th over. And Ravindra Jadeja lost his wicket to Rashid Khan LBW in the 14th over. And Jofra Archer got out to Holder with Josh Butler taking the catch in 15th over. Darshan Shanaka also lost his wicket to Holder with Shubman Gill taking the catch. And Tushar Deshpande also lost his wicket in same over to Jason Holder with Washington Sundar taking his catch. Then for GT, Sai Sudarshan got out to Yashraj Punja with Jofra Archer taking the catch in the 11th over. Then Josh Potler was out to Ravindra Jadeja with Ferreira taking the catch. Shubman Gill lost his wicket to Brijesh Sharma with Tushar Deshpande taking the catch. And Jason Holder was again out to Brijesh Sharma with Yashasvi Jaiswal taking the catch. Then going to the top partnerships of the match. For RR, the highest partnership was of 38 from 17 between Jaiswal and Vaibhav Suryavanshi, the opening partnership, with Jaiswal scoring just 1 from 1 and Vaibhav Suryavanshi scoring 36 from 16. They had couple of 20-run partnerships, but those partnerships were not enough for them to win the match. For GT, the highest partnership was of 118 from 66 deliveries between Sudarshan and Shubman Gill. Gill scored 50 from 30 and Sai scored 55 from 36. Now going to the graphs of the match. So in the worm graph, you can clearly see the GT worm. It kind of scored at a consistent run rate and it went up. And you can see how the RR worm went down after wickets fell. So in that 8th over, after 2 wickets fell, it kind of slowed down. And then they kept on losing wickets and ended up getting all out in the 17th over. Now going to the run rate graph. So in the run rate graph also, you can see GT, the run rate started from 18 in the first over and then it came down to around 12 and it then slowly moved from 13.67 to finish at around 11.33. And for RR, you can see the run rate, they started very well with the run rate of around 12.67. Then after losing a couple of wickets, their run rate came down to around 10, but they picked up their run rate again to go to 13 at the end of the power play. But after that, they lost wickets in the middle against the spinners of GT and the run rate kind of came down to 9.44. Then looking at the Manhattan graph, first we'll look at the GT Manhattan. So you can see how the buildings are stacked up for GT. You can see in the first 7 to 8 overs, almost most of the overs were about 10 runs per over, the first one being 18 run over, and they had then 3 consecutive 15 run overs in the first 6 overs. And then the highest over of the match came in the last over of 21 runs. And they had a couple of 17 runs over in the middle overs to score such a high score. Looking at the RR Manhattan, so RR had a highest over of 22 in the 5th over of the power play. So they also had a good power play. They had 5 overs which went for about 10 in the power play and they scored around 78 in the power play, but they had lost 3 wickets in the power play. But after the power play, their scoring rate kind of dipped against the spinners and only 1 over went about 10 after the power play, which was the 12th over, which went for 14 runs. Now looking at both of the buildings side by side, you can see in the start, the power play, both the buildings are almost matching each other. So RR were 78 for 3 and GT were 82. So they were just 4 runs short of each other. And then after the power play, you can see the GT buildings, they were much higher than the RR buildings and they won the match by 77 runs. Now let's go to the summary of the match. So RR again struggled with their bowling, conceding another 200 plus runs for the 4th consecutive match. They started poorly from the first over itself, giving away easy runs with overthrows and wides. It was the first match for Jaiswal as a captain in the IPL and it was not a good start for him. Overall, their bowling was poor and it allowed GT to post a very good score on this wicket. Then in the chase, they started well in the power play and were going above the required run rate but had lost 3 wickets. They then struggled against the GT spinners and lost wickets and finally got all out in the 17th over. GT, on the other hand, batted very well to post such a big score in the first innings and then didn't allow the RR batters to chase down this target, picking up regular wickets in the middle overs. GT are now looking very strong, especially with their bowling, and they have now won 4 consecutive games to move to the top 4. Now let's look at the points table. So GT has moved to second position with 7 wins out of 11 matches with 14 points and a net run rate of 0.228, and RR are on fifth position with 6 wins out of 11 matches and 12 points with a run rate of 0.082. Now let's go to the graphs. So in the points graph, you can see GT has moved to 14 points to join SRH, and RR are still on 12 points along with RCB. Now going to the position graph. So after this match, GT has made a massive jump in the points table, moving from 5th position to the 2nd position and pushing the other teams down, as Punjab moved from 2nd position to 3rd position, RCB moved from 3rd position to 4th, and RR moved from 4th position to outside the top 4 in the 5th position. So now going into the playoff chance graph. So you can see after this match, there are some massive changes in the chances for both these teams, as GT has moved from 39% chance to around 85% chance of qualifying in the top 4, and RR's chances have reduced from 54% to around 32% after losing this match. Now let's look at the top 2 chances. So here also you can see GT has made a massive jump from 10% to around 42% chance of qualifying the top 2, and RR came down from 12% to 5.6% after losing this match. So that's it in this video, and let me know your thoughts about the video in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.